It is so good to see everybody visiting and having a good time and enjoying each other's company. Now, I know some of you have seen each other as recently as yesterday, so. Okay, there should be plenty of seats. Just take a look around. If there's a seat next to you, if you would raise your hand, and that will help some of the ladies find their seats. Thank you so much. Before we get started, Isaac has an announcement, so if you'll listen up.
Well, I'll be brief. As of for right now, there's a black Grand Cherokee outside, and the engine is still running. We don't have the key, so we can't move it.
Black Cherokee.
Black Grand Cherokee, and the tag is 4849. Ah, we have a winner. Thank you.
Can you hear it now? I have to get close to it. Okay. Thank you for reminding me that I'm not the only one who does things like that. So, can everybody hear me, especially in the back? No? Yeah, if you could turn that up, please. Okay. We have record attendance, and I am so pleased to see everybody here. Thank you for coming out. I'd like to welcome our members, our special guests, our grant recipients, members of the media. My name is Betty Meehan, and it has been my privilege to serve this past year as chair of Women in Philanthropy for the CSRA. Out of respect for your time, we'll keep the program apace. We've got a very full program. But we don't want to compromise the quality of the event. For those of you who have attended this event before, you've come to expect a certain level of quality. And that doesn't just happen. It's not a coincidence. It is the result of a lot of hard work by our Special Events Committee. And this year, that committee has been ably led by Beth Story. So if you would pause and give a hand to Beth and her team. I don't see Beth. She's probably busy working. So, following in the footsteps of Beth Evans and Carolyn Mond, founding chairs of this amazing organization, was a daunting task. If you know Beth and Carolyn, and many of you do, you know how very well organized they are. You know how committed they are. You know how beloved they are in this community. Big shoes. But the secret to any successful leader is a strong team. And boy, have I had one. I could speak volumes about each and every board member, but we don't have time. I will pause to give special recognition, though, to the chair-elect, Ann Trotter. These were not in your remarks. You did not see these, Ann. Ann has been, this past year, my strength, my confidant, my mentor in so many ways. And she, along with all of the other board members, is a friend, and I'm very proud to call her my friend. So we will start introducing our board now. If you would please stand briefly, and if the audience would hold their applause until the end. So Chair-elect Ann Trotter, Carolyn Mond, past chair and nominating chair. Debbie Lehman is our secretary. She could not be with us today. She's traveling. Dr. Leanne Caldwell with communications. Carol Bennett with education. Suzanne Denning, finance. Christy Mond, governance. Dr. Betty Pond, grants. Lee Ash, grants chair. Becky McKenzie, membership. Beth Story, special events. Members at large are Julie Batchelor, Lou Cheek, Dr. Pam Fall, Nita Mulheron, Susan Rice, and ex officio members are Laverne Gold and Lee Smith. Would you please give them each a round of applause? Now, if you are a member and have served on any committee this year, would you please stand? I know there are a lot of you out there. This is where all the work happens. Thank you, ladies. We'll give them a round of applause. Also, if you are a member of our advisory board, this board laid the strong foundation for this chapter. And I'd like for each of you, please, to stand to be recognized. Thank you. Come on, slowly. Not all of our advisory board members could be with us today, but they are listed on the insert in your program, and on the flip side of that is a brief history of our chapter. Finally, there are several individuals who I'd like to recognize who are not members of our board. First is Mark Alberton, who is in the back, our videographer. Mark has served as our videographer for several years, and he actually films all of our key events. But this past year, he went above and beyond. He was up into the wee hours of the morning getting our grants presentations on YouTube so that all of our members could see it and make informed decisions about the grant recipients. So we are grateful to him for his time and his talent. And rumor has it that he does this because he believes so strongly in what we do. So thank you, Mark. Several others who are invaluable to us, Michelle Uline and Cindy Arant with the Community Foundation, and also Lucinda Grace of the United Way. They have been bedrocks for this organization. Their administrative and technical support has been incredible, and we are deeply grateful. Cindy couldn't be with us today, but I know Michelle is here and Lucinda's here. Ladies, if you would stand. And finally, a special thanks to Laverne Gold. If you would stand, Laverne with United Way. Laverne Gold with United Way and Lee Smith with the Community Foundation. Lee usually attends these events, but he was not able to be with us today. But the Community Foundation underwrote some of the cost of this event so we could keep the per person charge to a minimum. So we're very thankful for that. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Reverend Dr. Cynthia Taylor to bring our invocation, after which please enjoy your lunch.
Thank you for the honor of leading you all in prayer. What remarkable, wonderful work you all do. Let us pray. Blessed are you, Lord God, King of the universe. Thank you for these women gathered today and for these men who have answered your call to responsible stewardship, for to whom much is given, much will be required. Continue to help us live out the injunction to love our neighbors as ourselves with tangible acts of kindness, compassion, and endowment through our philanthropy. And help us to use wisely what we have for the well-being of our families and for all people, and for the strengthening of your kingdom on earth through justice, beauty, and peace. Now bless this food to our use and us to your service. Amen.
In March 2008, I attended this very luncheon with much anticipation and suspicion. Having paid to join this new venture just weeks earlier, I arrived and was quickly asked by Carolyn Mon to be a greeter. You will know most of the invitees, she said. Yes, ma'am. Familiar faces, new faces, names I'd heard before. Sitting here at a front table, I quietly listened, even took notes on the back of your program to document the occasion per my Red Cross training via Carolyn. But by the end of that inaugural event, we had $100,000 in hand. Humbling indeed, daunting and overwhelming. Now what? A board was formed, a mission established, a web address purchased, just in case, an endowment established, a grants process assembled, and governance guidelines in place, all within the first year. It was and is exciting to be part of a startup organization. In addition, word spread quickly that we had money to share, so grant applications were accepted and reviewed. New kid on the block? Oh yes. Now what? In March 2009, we gathered here for our second annual meeting to award 3 grants totaling $60,000. Our endowment fund was $40,000. Wow. We walked a bit taller as we left that day. The community would benefit from our gifts, the media had provided some coverage, and potential new members had attended, heard our story, and joined. How cool is this? Now what? Fast forward 6 years. We had 169 members in 2014. Our web address is operational and offering both online and credit card payment options for joining. Our quarterly newsletter updates members on current happenings. Committee annual reports are being written this year to assist with documentation of our progress. We received our first annual meeting sponsorship of $1,000 from the Community Foundation. We reviewed and subsequently changed our investment strategy to be more closely aligned with those of the Community Foundation. We tweaked our grants application to be available electronically and then distributed discs to the Grants Committee for further study, and established the Evans Mond Fund in honor of our founding leaders, Beth and Carolyn, with over $13,000 in gifts received to date. And lastly, in an effort to increase our visibility in the community, WIP gathered a table for the recent United Way annual meeting in support of our sister organization and its 2014-15 campaign chair and WIP member, Dr. Faye Hargrove. But most importantly, today we will award 9 grants totaling $132,000. That's more than double the amount in 2009. Congratulations, ladies. But the real winners here are the women and children of the CSRA. Furthermore, at the completion of today's presentations, we will have awarded just over $656,000 in grants to almost 30 agencies since 2009. And our endowment fund now stands at just over $251,000. Now what? Let's face it, we're real women. We want it all. And we want it bigger and we want it better. Our website needs updating to make our grants process more user-friendly. As our membership grows, the administrative tasks associated with this growth increase also. Keeping the promise to be good stewards of your money, we have been hesitant to spend on these needs, but the time has come to reconsider. The administrative support from both the Community Foundation and United Way continue to be invaluable, and we are grateful. But as we grow, our needs grow. And of course, and most importantly, we want to grow our membership. We have plans to host small gatherings and invite potential members as guests to share our story more intimately, a strategy that has worked both here as well as in other WIPs. I often tell the story to potential members about one of our first grant recipients, whom most of you will remember, Charlena. Charlena received a small portion of the grant monies awarded in 2009 to Augusta Tech. She used this money to purchase uniforms required to do her internship as part of training to become a dental assistant. The successful completion of her studies so lifted her spirits that she returned to our first fall forum to tell her story. Yes, the stars did align for her on that day in October 2009 as the late Dr. Connie Driscoll, then dean of our dental school, attended as a guest. Now a graduate of the dental hygiene program, Charlena returned to our Fall Forum 2014 to update us and said, "I want to continue to better myself so I can become a member of WHIP and give back to the organization that gave so much to me." Ladies, this is the power of the purse. I could not have gone and plucked a citizen from a street corner in this community and made this kind of impact. But together, look what we have done. In 3 short years, we will celebrate 10 years. A membership goal of 200 plus is reachable with your help. This is not a select group of women. We are open to any and all. And a goal of $1 million in grants awarded is certainly attainable by our 10th anniversary. This is math at its simplest. More members means more grants and more monies to endow. The power of the purse. Again, Victor Hugo once said, "The purse is emptied when the heart is filled." It is an honor to be a part of this organization. Together, we are making a difference in the lives of women and children in this community. Thank you.
Sorry, I wasn't sure I was next, but apparently I am. I'm Suzanne Denning, and as you can guess, Carolyn Mon also asked me to assume the role of Finance Chair. The financial reports today cover the period from September 1st of 2014 through March 25th. Total contributions for this period were $152,516. This total includes the $13,550 of designated funds to the Evans Mon Fund. Ann already spoke about that, so I had to scratch that from my notes. The second largest number on the report is awards and grants of $132,800. We awarded 80% of the membership contributions this year, the largest amount and the largest percentage we've ever awarded. Also, if you look at the financial report, there are a small amount of operating expenses that includes the cost of mailings, printings, website hosting, and administrative fees. The board was recently presented with a challenge to increase the earnings on funds that are held during the cycle before the grants are awarded. To accomplish the goal, the board voted to rebalance the investments within the Community Foundation Balanced Pool Fund and the Short-Term Bond Pool Fund. With the support and guidance of the Community Foundation, we've taken these steps towards making the most of what you give. In closing, I want to thank the Community Foundation and United Way who assist and handle many of the financial duties of women in philanthropy. And to especially thank Rhonda Graybill for taking care of the finances before me. Thank you.
I am Christy Mon, the Governance Chair. I'm a committee of one, so any new members, I'd love to have your help. It's been a quiet year this year for a Governance Committee. Amending Article 2 Mission and Purpose to include Edgefield County was discussed at the August 7th board meeting and added to the bylaws as an eligible county for grant awards at the September 4th board meeting. The Community Foundation provides programs and services to the greater Augusta area, and these include Richmond, Columbia, McDuffie, Burke, Aiken, and Edgefield. And so we felt like it was important for us to also share the scope of services that the Community Foundation has. This is your official notice of the addition of Edgefield County to the operational guidelines, and you can access the guidelines on the website, or if you would like a paper copy for your reading pleasure, I can give you that. Respectfully, Christy Mott.
Good afternoon. I'm Beth Evans. This is Carolyn Mon. This is Pete and Repeat. And somehow, she is supposed to be nominating chair this year, and somehow she managed to have surgery the week that we were to meet, and then she was out of commission with her eye for several weeks thereafter, so I am giving the report for her.
And I'm holding her hand.
Yeah, I told her, I said, you are welcome to come up here and give this report. And she said, no, I'll just go stand with you since I'm the nominating chair. So there is a copy of the nominating committee report in your program, and I will go over these now if I can see them. Chair is Ann Trotter, Chair-elect Betty Meehan, past chair and nominating chair, Betty Meehan. I have to give you just a little word of explanation for this. We had a chair-elect, but she asked if she could have a 2-year break for personal reasons, and Betty graciously agreed to step in and fill this position for us. So she's going to wear 2 hats next year as chair-elect and past chair with the nominating committee. Secretary, Debbie Lehman, and Debbie will be serving her 3rd year of a 3-year term. Committee chairs, Dr. Leanne Caldwell, Communications, this will be her 3rd year of her 3-year term. Education, Carol Bennett, and this will be her 3rd year of her 3-year term. Finance, Suzanne Denning, it will be her 2nd year of a 3-year term. Grants Chair, Betty Pond, who will be returning as the chair of the Grants Committee, and Lee Ash will be the Grants Chair-elect. Governance Guidelines, Christy Mon is the 2nd year of her 3-year term. Membership, Becky McKenzie is the 2nd year of her 3-year term. And Special Events, Beth Story, 2nd year of her 3-year term. And the members at large are all that will be serving their 2nd year of their 3-year term. Julie Batchelor, Lou Cheat, Dr. Pam Fall, Nita Mulheron, and Susan Rice. And our ex officio members are Laverne Gold and Lee Smith. Madam Chairman, this was presented and voted on by the board, and we now present it to the membership.
Beth whispered in my ear on the way up that this required a vote, so that's why I'm standing up here. So if I would have a motion for approval of the slate before us. In a second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. Any abstentions? Okay, I think we've got a roster there. Beth and Carolyn, thank you so much. And Betty Pond, it's now time for the best part of the program.
Good afternoon. I'm Betty Pond, the chair of the Grants Committee, and it is a wonderful privilege to stand before you today and introduce you to our 2015 grant recipients. Although the women who serve on all of the committees of WIP have worked countless hours for today's celebration, and all members have written countless checks for today's celebration, The real work lies in the day-to-day caring for and relationship building that happens through these organizations with the women and children of the community. And I'm talking about our grant recipients here, there, and there, these up here in the front. As part of the duties of the Grants Committee, we make site visits to organizations to see exactly what is involved in their daily activities and to have a better understanding of their specific projects. We witness firsthand the tremendous need in our community and the incredible dedication of the staff and volunteers who are attempting to give women and children tools to better themselves and become productive, contributing members of society. The purpose of Women in Philanthropy is to award grants to fund programs and projects that have the potential for high impact, resulting in significant positive change in the lives of women and children in Aiken, Burke, Columbia, Edgefield, McDuffie, or Richmond counties. These organizations that we have here today have taken that mission to heart through their projects and their programs. As you've heard, this is our 8th anniversary as an organization and our 7th year of giving grants to the community. Susan Nicholson, Faye Hargrove, Christy Mond, and Pam Fall, previous chairs of the Grants Committee, laid the groundwork for the grant process, and we are ever-changing and growing in our efforts to carry out the mission of this organization so that our funding choices reflect both the wishes of the members and the needs of the community. I would like to take a moment to present to you the members of the Grants Committee who have worked endless hours to put together a ballot worthy of your vote. Ladies of the Grants Committee, please stand as I call your name. Lee Ash, who you know is the grant chair-elect. Okay, all right, can you hear me better? Thank you. All right, Jessie Bass, Robin Callicott, Pam Fall, Ree Fincher, Faye Hargrove, Joanne Herbert, Laura Irwin, Libby McCooch, Christy Mon, Heather McKnight, Rebecca Meatley, Jenny Montgomery, Nita Mulheron, Laura Malloy, Susan Nicholson, Wandel Perry, Deborah Richardson, Marcia Slayer, Donna Steiner, and Penny Wasden. It takes a lot of ladies to make these important decisions, and we needed every single one of them. I've never worked with a more wise and thoughtful group of women who take the job of making these decisions very seriously. But on the other hand, we did enjoy lots of fun, intense discussion, food, fellowship, and wine. Thank you, ladies, for your hard work and dedication. And I'll see you in a little while. Don't go anywhere. During these past 7 years, we have given 37 grants totaling $656,100, including today, as Ann has already said. As our membership has increased, the amount of our grant awards have increased each year. This year, the board voted to allow an 80% disbursement rate, so that this year we're able to award the highest amount yet, $132,800. It is my distinct honor and pleasure to present to you the 2015 award winners. They come from a pool of 23 applications received this year. They survived the pool being narrowed to 11, then to 9. 9 were selected for the ballot, and because of the worthiness of each organization's program or project, all 9 were selected to receive full or partial funding. I will introduce each organization. Their representatives will come up to receive the award, and we'll go in alphabetical order. First up is Child Advocacy Center of Aiken County, who will receive a grant of $15,000. This grant will, y'all can be coming up. This grant will target the provision of forensic interviews and medical examinations for abused children. It will also target training in the prevention of child sexual abuse through the Stewards of Children training program. Here today from the Child Advocacy Center are Gail Loughran, who is the Executive Director, and John Dangler, the Board Chair. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Very, very much. We greatly appreciate the dedication of the Women in Philanthropy group. I don't think I've ever met a group of women who was so involved in the process.
You guys asked some really good questions, too. You really did. I couldn't have written them better if I'd done them myself. I thoroughly enjoyed meeting each one of you, and I want everyone here to know that John, my board chair, and I both graciously thank you. You're helping to make the difference, a real difference in the lives of many children. The children come to us because they've been reported to be abused, and they need help. They need help in a special system which the Child Advocacy Center provides. In years past, these kids kind of got lost, and nobody really people tried to advocate for them, but now we've got a system that's much more child-friendly. The funds that we receive from Women in Philanthropy will go towards helping to pay for the forensic interviews. That's when we gather the information from the children when they very first start talking about what's happened with them. Also for the medical examinations, which is also a very essential part of the services that we provide for these children. And then in addition, you'll also be helping to provide for some prevention services. We've got all these kids coming in the front door, but we need to do everything we can to better inform the community in prevention of child sexual abuse training. So thank you very much. We greatly appreciate it.
Next is Child Enrichment Incorporated. Their grant is for $25,000. The WIP funds will provide specialized professional counseling, assessment, forensic interviewing, child advocacy, and safe placement services for child victims of physical and sexual abuse and severe neglect. Non-offending parents and caregivers will also receive services. Here today from Child Enrichment is Dan Hillman, who is Executive Director. Congratulations.
One of my favorite quotes, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." We know those as Margaret Mead's words, and now we see it here with Women in Philanthropy. You're making that happen. Very committed. 2009, a smaller group of women brought this together and gave out grants for the first time. And Child Enrichment is a program not unlike the Aiken CAC, but in addition has CASA, Court-Appointed Special Advocates. And both of these programs work to save the lives of children who are deemed at risk, have been abused, and or don't have a safe place to live. The promise we make is that we will stay involved with each child or the sibling group until they have a safe, permanent home. And the women who work at Child Enrichment and the women who have worked since 1978 at Child Enrichment, serving over 19,500 local, abused, abandoned, neglected, and sexually abused children, are the heroes, and they will take your funding and provide the services that we know are effective in helping children not only recover, but to survive and thrive. Thank you so much. Good check.
We got real checks today, so we funds for the next project will be used to underwrite all or a portion of the cost of special diagnostic testing and specialist referrals. We are awarding Christ Community Health Services of Augusta $20,000. Here today from Christ Community Health Services are Ron Skeens, who is the Development Coordinator, and Tanika Thomas, who is the Referral Coordinator. Congratulations.
It is an honor to be here today, and I want to thank Women in Philanthropy for this grant, for your very generous past support, and for all of the great work that you're doing across this community, supporting all these organizations. Christ Community Health Services operates 2 primary care health centers in downtown Augusta. Most of our patients have no health insurance, and just to give you a quick snapshot, last year we did more than 20,700 patient encounters for over 5,400 individuals, and 3,600 of those were women and children. So that's what your funding is helping us is having an impact on. This is Tanika Thomas, our referrals coordinator. She is a superstar who spends her days on the phone with referrals and specialists in our community trying to find help for our women and children who don't have access to the specialist care that they need. This grant will be allocated on a case-by-case basis to underwrite diagnostic tests and referrals to specialists for our patients who can't afford those. Sometimes a patient needs a service or referral that we can't provide in-house. And so for many of our patients, that's a financial challenge. This grant will remove that barrier to these women and children receiving the care that they need. And so they can enjoy the peace of mind that comes from getting that care when they couldn't afford it otherwise. So thank you for this grant. Again, thank you for your past support and for all that you're doing in this community. We appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Our fourth grant goes to Family Connection of Columbia County for $10,000. The project Tee It Up for Kids will help this organization implement golf in its after-school program for elementary youth to build character and skills. Here today from the Family Connection of Columbia County are Julie Miller, who is the Executive Director. We also have Susan Johnson, who's the Board Chair, and also Martha Tindy. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I got to put my glasses on. Okay. Wow, this is so exciting. I just want to tell you all we are so thrilled to be here today among such distinguished and accomplished company. You all are the true heroes in our community, giving your time and your money to so many worthy causes. I can't tell you how excited I was when I got that phone call from Joanne Herbert. I think she probably thought I was a little crazy because I was like, wow. Really wasn't expecting it, and we're very, very appreciative. On behalf of all of us at Columbia County Community Connections, we thank you for this amazing gift. This grant will be spent to enrich the lives of children who would never have the opportunity to play golf without this donation. Your support helps them build honesty, integrity, good sportsmanship, respect, confidence, responsibility, perseverance, courtesy, dependability, and good manners. And these are traits that many of these children don't see in action on a regular basis. You are nurturing the best part of young people so they can grow into the citizens that we need for them to be in the future. We invite you to come visit us at Columbia County Community Connections. We're in Grovetown. I can give you directions if you need it. Over the next few months, and you can see how your gift and your donation is providing ongoing purposeful fun. Again, we are extremely grateful for this opportunity and appreciate everything you do to make our community better. Thank you, Women in Philanthropy.
The next award goes to Hack Augusta for $15,000. The project is called Young Maker and will provide weekly classes in STEAM education, which is science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Representing Hack Augusta today is Grace Valencia, who is the Executive Director. Congratulations.
Hi, everyone. I'm Grace Belanger, and I want to thank Women in Philanthropy for this funding that will help go to our space. If any of you are unfamiliar with us, I'm not surprised. We became a nonprofit in July of 2014 after doing this as a volunteer organization for the last 2 years. We recently were become stewards of the old Richmond Academy, which is on Telfair Street, and I'd love to invite you all there for a tour. That building was built in 1802 as an educational institution, and we're the first organization in over 20 years to occupy that space. And so this money will help go towards our technology lab is going to be providing classes and mentoring and equipment for our kids that are marginalized in their schools if they're involved in STEM education. Science, technology, engineering, and math is something that we really want our kids to get into the next generation, and we feel like we're filling a void that some of the schools can't provide. So these are kids, these are geeks and nerds, these are girls, boys, underserved, gifted, homeschool, the whole 9 yards. And so we're going to be basically providing this for them. We're launching our first summer camp this summer, and we'll be taking registration next week. So those are also for kids that are available. So again, we appreciate this funding to help go towards that cause.
Next is the Ronald McDonald House. Can you hear me? Ronald McDonald House Charities of Augusta. They are receiving $20,000 for their project, Temporary Housing for Families of Critically Ill or Injured Children. We were fortunate to see the new facility on our site visit, and it is spectacular. Representing the Ronald McDonald House Charities are Bets Murdison, the President and CEO, and Mary Robbins, the Board Chair. Congratulations.
Mary and I are very honored to be standing here in front of my colleagues, my friends, my fellow people with nonprofits. This is quite a gift to give to Ronald McDonald House. We've been working, you may have heard, for the last few years trying to build a new facility, which we opened February 2nd. We welcomed our first families. This money will go towards keeping the doors open, keeping our program running. We are there to support the families and children of Children's Hospital of Georgia. We take care of the kids not only from here, but from all over the state. In fact, we have families in the house right now from New York and California. So we are there to represent our city, to encourage the medical advancements that this wonderful institution, Georgia Regents, does, and to just help facilitate the needs they have and take care of our own as well as taking care of the kids from all over. I thank you so very much.
Our 7th award goes to Storyland Theater Incorporated for $10,000. Storyland Theater presents 3 original locally written musicals performed by adults for CSRA students and families each year. Students attend on field trips and about 75% attend on discounted or free tickets, while active military and their families attend free. And here today from Storyland Theater is Austin Rhodes, who is one of the actors. Congratulations.
Thank you. The power of theater. We were very, very pleased to have your group come see us last fall, I believe it was. Was it Mademoiselle Hood Meets the Wolf that you saw? And Jenny Montgomery was part of that group. You got to see yours truly playing the big bad wolf. I was typecast. Apparently, ironically, they didn't have me back for Beauty and the Beast, which is playing right now. I don't know why. I think I'm kind of beautiful myself, but that's okay. How powerful is theater? It's incredibly powerful. So powerful that children are stopped mid-sentence when they see a set, when they see a costume, when they see the incredible performances that the actors put on. There's a young lady in the audience right now, Penny Wasden. Stand up, Penny, real quick. One of yours, Penny Wasden. Round of applause. She played Stupefying Jones in Little Abner back in a production at North Augusta High School that I was the assistant director of about 30 years ago. Clearly she was 2 in the show. But if you know anything about that show, Stupefying Jones, who she played, could literally stop all male members of the cast. I'm not going to ask you to do it, simply by a twist of the hips. It's the magic of theater that makes little comedic moments like that possible. Your donation helps provide the opportunity for literally thousands and thousands of young children who would not ordinarily get an opportunity to enjoy live theater to come. This week, matter of fact, right this minute, Beauty and the Beast is going on at GRU's Performing Arts Center. And about half of the kids that will see the show this week out of 8,500, and that's just today. Tomorrow there's another show we haven't counted, so we're going to be over 9,000 for this week. We'll see the show, thanks to gifts like this, for absolutely no cost. As a matter of fact, Storyland helps underwrite the cost of the buses to bring them to the show. That's the kind of inspiration that they need. Inspiration. That's the kind of charity that they need to get them to the theater sometimes, and we don't mind doing it. We're able to do it because of these incredible generous donations. One final thing is I thank you very much for this gift. The ladies in this room represent the gold pillars of the community. You guys, you ladies, do more to help so many different causes. We can't thank you enough. We're in a position here to stand up here for a few minutes and thank you. Not only do you do this work through your financial giving, you're there for your families, you're there for your professional partners, you're there for your churches, you're there for your other civic groups, and we know who does the work in this community. And trust me, you're way better looking than the Optimist Club too. So we know who does the work, we know who keeps our feet to the fire, and we appreciate everything that you do. On behalf of Storyland, thank you very much.
The next award goes to the Family Y of Greater Augusta for their project Camp Puzzle-Palooza, which is a camp for kids with intellectual or physical disabilities in Aiken County. They are receiving $7,800. Representing the Family Y of Greater Augusta are James Thomas, Interim Director of the Aiken County Family Y, and Wes Holbrook is also out here. He's the Y board member and pastor of Cedar Creek Church. Congratulations.
We are honored and excited to be here today. When I first got the email, I literally yelled in my office. One of my staff came around the wall and said, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I'm fine. We're good. Don't call 911." So this grant goes towards our program called Camp Puzzle-Palooza, which is a camp for special needs. It gives kids with special needs a chance to have the authentic camp experience that they deserve. And without this funding, it wouldn't happen. So Camp Puzzle-Palooza thanks you, the Aiken County Family Y thanks you, and just Aiken County in general, thank you. Thank you.
All right, our ninth and last organization is USC Aiken. They're receiving $10,000 for the project From Darkness to Light. They plan to organize a 2-day event to inform and educate medical, education, law enforcement, and social services professionals to identify victims of sex trafficking for intervention and protection. Here today are Judith Goodwin, who's the development officer, and Dr. Sandra Jordan, who is the chancellor of USC Aiken.
Dr. Jordan was not able to attend today, but I brought with me Ginger Amerson, who is the executive director for iCare. Oftentimes when we watch the evening news, we hear stories and we think, what is this world coming to? But part of that I'm becoming to realize after listening to some of the recipients' stories is when we have problems, we first have to become aware of them. The news starts to get out. It's an uncomfortable topic, but groups like you then decide to do something about it. And then more news is created, and some of that is good news. At USC Aiken, we first became alerted to the problem of human sex trafficking during academic counseling when Dr. Thayer McGahee, who is the dean of our School of Nursing, was doing some counseling with one of our students when she revealed that she had been a victim of domestic minor sex trafficking when she was growing up. Now, this student has since had a family, gotten back on the right track, found some help, and just heard that she is going to be graduating from our nursing program in May. So she has a bright future ahead of her because someone came in and stepped in and helped. One of the things that we also learned was in the area of human sex trafficking, there's a breeding ground, and there's some factors there. One is the presence of the pornography industry. Another is the presence of a major sporting event. Another is a military base. We seem to have the ingredients that make human sex trafficking thrive. And during the week of Masters Week in 2014, there was a hotline established the third caller to the hotline during Masters Week. This hotline was provided for victims of human sex trafficking. Is believed to be a girl as young as 10 years old. So this problem is rampant. We have statistics in Georgia. We don't have statistics in South Carolina. This is one of the things that we do want to do, and your grant is going to help us to work toward that. We're going to have a workshop where we help, where we get law enforcement officers, teachers, health officials to come learn about human sex trafficking, how to identify it, and then what the next step will be after that. Because of your gift and your intervention in this problem, there's going to be some solutions. And you may continue to hear about this in the news, but hopefully as time goes on, the bad news will also be accompanied with good news of solutions being found thanks to you. Thank you so much.
Again, thank you to these nonprofits for their tireless efforts, and thank you to the women here who have given and continue to give $1,000 a year to allow these organizations to make a significant impact on the lives of women and children in our community. And finally, thanks to the chairs who served before me for their mentorship, the members of the Grants Committee who have worked so hard, and to all of you who will sign up to be a part of Women in Philanthropy. Thank you.
Thank you, Betty, and congratulations to our grants recipients. The money awarded today, I did my homework last night, and it's the math again. The money awarded today will reach over 23,000 women and children. That's amazing, absolutely amazing. Give yourselves a round of applause. Betty made mention of our board this year, and we are a team. It has been a wonderful year. It was a challenge for us. We had tremendous shoes to fill with Carolyn and Beth. I could not have survived the year without the leadership of Betty Meehan. One of the greatest rewards of any task you do, whether you are paid for that task or whether you serve as a volunteer, are the people whose paths you cross that you might not have crossed otherwise. And that is exactly what I can say about Women in Philanthropy. A lot of times I introduce myself as a seasoned volunteer, and I took a look at myself in the mirror this morning. My husband said, "I think you're well seasoned. You might even be over seasoned." But the contacts made and the new people whose paths you cross are what make this so rewarding. And I would say the same with Betty. Thank you for being there with me this year. I already have my gift over here on the side for her, so we won't exchange that today. But I'll look forward to working with her in a continuing basis over the next couple of years. Thank you all for coming, and those who are members, thank you for being a part of this organization. Thank you, guests. We hope that you like what you heard this morning and that you will decide to join us. If not, come back again as a guest. Maybe one day we will be able to persuade you. I'd like to leave you with one last thought. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. And we have so much to give. Go forth, that was Sir Winston Churchill. Go forth today and enjoy this beautiful spring day, and thank you again all for being here. The meeting is adjourned.